What up, everybody? Good morning. Um, y'all let me know in the comments how my audio sounds. I'm trying to make sure I can hear myself well as I transition to these in-ear headbuds or earbuds, headbuds, whatever. Usually we're used to using a overhead headset, but we have transitioned away from that. Um, and now we are trying to start using these in-ear headphones. So, with that being said, good morning. Thank you for joining the Fourth and Go podcast. It's been a minute, maybe not, but earlier in the week we were live and had some shorter content, but want to continue to make sure that we have the opportunity to see you guys, hear you guys, and get your comments to where we can please have the opportunity to interact with you guys and make sure that y'all are our priority. So, this morning, last night I wanted to do this, but I didn't. So this morning I'm going to do this because I can, right? Um, we had a former coach want to come out and talk about us, and like Batman coming from the darkness where you never saw him coming, he returned. Don't really know why or why he decided to do it with who he did it with. Had to get on Cyrus Radio and an interview with them in order to do so, but wanted to make these smug ass comments about LSU, its roster, and how much we've spent on it. Well, BK, you want to know something funny? No matter what leadership was in the building, just like the comment I made about Nussmeyer the other day, you could have stepped up and said something, couldn't you? Your job was on the line anyway. You're probably going to lose it anyway because you couldn't win games. And that is not what excellence at LSU is. So when you want to come down, you want to make these smug comments, you want to talk about our roster and how much money we're spending on them. Just wait until we win more games than we won under you, under Lane Kiffin. Just wait until his record in year one is better than yours was the entire time you were at LSU. I truly don't understand. And so, talking about one of the points I want to make this morning is about BK made a point about being disappointed that he didn't get to finish the job. Well, you didn't get to finish the job because you blatantly couldn't finish games and you got walked down by Texas A&M, who then celebrated and called us, what was it? I think East College Station, right? So they pretty much implied that they owned us because of your mismanagement of our team. So I understand your disappointment, coach, and that you wanted to be there till the end and you wanted to have the opportunity to finish the job, right? But don't make, like I said, these smug comments about how apparently, per the lawsuit, LSU said that I was golfing. Your torn rotator cuff that occurred against Florida had nothing to do with you golfing during the offseason. I think that you missed the point, right? The lawsuit talking about you drinking in your office and golfing and all these other things, I don't really want to get into the drinking part because, he wanted to make a comment about it yesterday. Well, per LSU, I was drinking in my office. No, per LSU, you were golfing and you did play a lot of rounds of golf, and there's proof. We're not talking about mid-season, we're talking about off-season. And just like our former quarterback who decided not to work during the summer, who decided to be lazy and take his time off, you did the same. And you're not the only coach around LSU that's done that. So it seems to continue to be a trend. Well, the good thing is that Lane Kiffin went to work and then he took his vacation. Lane Kiffin went to work and got 60 kids in here and then went on vacation with his nephew who helped us get Jordan Seaton. Shout out to Cookie. But that's the difference between you two. Lane Kiffin is an ultimate competitor. I've said it before. He's an ultimate competitor and he learned from the greatest. While you were sitting in South Bend, chilling, recruiting the cornbread or the corn fed, big burly white guys that could come in and just dominate on the O line. And you didn't know how to transition that to LSU. You never truly embraced the state. You tried to do it with a fake accent and standing on a pedestal with a camera wrapped around you with a backwards L. Well, get rid of that shit because we're tired of you and we want you gone. And I'm glad you're out of BR. A lot of people, especially in the spaces that I'm in on Twitter, will always tell me, or on X, excuse me, but will tell me, Man, you can't hate somebody. You can't hate BK. And I don't. I will rescind that statement. I don't. But having been someone whose family is from Louisiana, I'm not even born and raised there, but I grew up there as much as I did in Georgia. Don't try and be a fake implant. Don't try and use a fake accent to be relevant. It just made you look like a clown. And at the end of the day, the fake pounding on the table and the political speeches that you had at press conferences don't make you any better of a coach, and you just did not fit down here. So accept it. It's okay. There's a reason why you've been silent for 2, 3, 4 months. It's okay, but stay that way because we don't need you. We don't need your commentary. We're paying you $50 million, so take it and shut up. It's just irritating. It's so irritating to deal with, a coach who some of us didn't want in Baton Rouge in the first place. You even have us coming together with damn Notre Dame fans, me tweeting, "Hey, keep them out of South Bend too," handshake emojis because they don't want them either. I mean, the day that the guy showed up to the building to leave LSU, he didn't even show up in a LSU sweatshirt. And I'm pretty sure the day he was leaving, he left in an Under Armour sweatshirt, if that tells you anything. Never embraced the culture, never truly wanted to be part of it. And I think ultimately, because of what Scott Woodward did and the money he could pay him, that allowed him to come in and do what he did. And I will say this, and I'll have BK's back for maybe 5 seconds. Your hands were tied at times, coach. They were, right? There is a level of alignment that you see right now with this LSU team, this athletic program, the athletic director, the president, all the way up to the governor that you did not see. You have not seen at LSU for a very long time. There always was and always has been differences in opinion that allowed our football program to not excel the way that we expected it to. And like Nick Saban said, a coach should be able to come into where he's going to go. And he said this about the LSU job specifically. He's not taking a job where he has to fight against the athletic department and those who run the school to have success. When Nick speaks, people listen. And that's exactly what you saw when he spoke up now. Lane Kiffin came in, Verge Osbury knew what it was, Wade Roos knew what it was, and they knew in order for them to get the job done, they need to lay out the map, right? The plan for how Lane Kiffin's going to get it done. And Lane Kiffin's main point was, get the hell out of my way. Give me what I need, and I will bring you success. And that's what I continue to think that we will see. And I hope that we will continue to see as we go into this spring football. And that's something I want to talk about. Obviously, you guys see, we're going to kind of move from a baseball for a second, and we're going to just stick with football. So bear with me, okay? Yesterday, and I wish I could pull it up, and maybe I will here in a moment. But yesterday, we had a video released on LSU football's Instagram and Twitter account. And I'm gonna pull it up on X while I'm live with you guys. Of Lane Kiffin and the fellas running back into Death Valley to get ready for spring practice. Actually, it just popped up on my feed. Lane Kiffin knows what it means to be a part of this culture. I think he understands what embrace looks like. It's something that we did not get to see as often as we would like to during the BK era, right? It was very forced. It was very fake. It was not real, right? Um, and so for us, right? And bear with me, guys. I'm gonna pull that up really quick. But for us, seeing Trades dancing in the stadium already, seeing them post practice videos from the other day, and getting to go into Tiger Stadium, where not only did they leave the indoor facility, went down to Tiger Stadium and got in there and got to work. Got to work. You see the difference already, man. The conditioning, the strength, all of the things that maybe you did not see in the BK era. Our our strength and conditioning department and under BK was absolute garbage. We got bullied, we got pushed around, we got dogged constantly. And watching this video and watching all the clips that have come out since Lane has been there, they are taking it extremely serious. I said it on the Babin and the Bayou show the other night that Lane Kiffin is running this program as if it is a NFL style of front office, as if it is an NFL style of program, right? He wants it done how Nick Saban got it done, which is having multiple coaches in multiple areas to allow you to have success and see things that two eyes cannot see. Lane Kiffin is one coach. Charlie Weiss is one coach, right? Blake Baker is one coach. They can only see so much. They can only do so much. They rely on the offensive analysts, the defensive analysts, the defensive position coaches, and offensive position coaches, whether it's wide receivers, DBs, defensive line, right? You have a interior and a outer defensive line coach. You have an interior wide receivers and an outside wide receivers coach, right? You have two offensive line coaches. One of them that's not officially an offensive line coach, and James Craig, right? And mind me for not remembering his name the other night on the Babin and the Bayou show, but you have James Craig and Eric Wolford. Do you understand how that all works out? How much success that allows us to have when you have a coach who can focus on the guards and you have a coach who can focus on the tackles, right? Interior O line, outside O line, right? Like there is going to be a level of success that I don't think we've seen in a while from all areas of this team. Blake Baker, I almost said business, tripping. Blake Baker is running his defense and Lane's going to let him run it. He is not going to put a headset on and start calling defensive plays. It's not going to happen. That's why Ed O was never a defensive play caller. It never was successful. He is going to focus on offense. And he said, "Hey, Blake, here's the keys. Take it." And I just zoomed in. My bad, guys. Hold up. Give me 1 second. That's what these AI cameras be doing to you. Give me 1 sec, guys. It's crazy that the mannerisms that the little hand gestures and stuff that you use with cameras like these cause them to do that stuff. Technical difficulties. And thanks to all of you guys who are in here. I think I have a couple of people in here from the YouTube channel. And I want to say thank you guys for joining. Please make sure to go comment, like, subscribe. You see the ticker down at the bottom, the banner. And we're going to get right back to the subject, but you see the banner down at the bottom. Go like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Go follow us on uh, not only at Fourth and Go on X, but also at our personal account, my first and last name, which you see up on the screen, Austin Taylor on X as well. And then on TikTok, guys, we had a video blow up on TikTok, about 20,000 views. And that's because of you guys as well as the community that we've built. So I want to say thank you to all of you guys for that. But let's get back into it since I want to have technical difficulties talking about Lane Kiffin's cars and stuff. So Lane is running this program simultaneously with Blake Baker at this point, right? He is the I would say if you think of it in these terms, right? He's the head coach, but he's like the senior offensive coordinator. Charlie is the OC, right? And then you have Blake as the defensive coordinator. You have Chris Kiffin on the staff as a linebackers coach. And I believe that he's trying to help Blake in that way to let Blake focus on the broader defense instead of focusing just standard on a position group. And I could be wrong in that, right? We will see more of that once that comes out. But the way that it's all been structured and how seriously Lane is taking all of this stuff shows you that he believes and he's bought into what LSU was when they wanted to hire him. I think that some people took it for granted on the fact that Lane, yes, it was messy. I'll address that. It was messy the way that he left, right? But it's Lane being Lane. Unfortunately, there's no good way to rip the Band-Aid off and make it any better than it already was. He left for the better job, and as much as people don't wanna accept and to think as if that we're not, Chris Lowe said it best that LSU's always been, always will be one of the top football programs in the country no matter where they are. No matter if we're 7 and 6, 8 and 5, 9 and 4, whatever, you know, but we deserve to be and we should be in the playoffs every single year, and we have not had that yet. So, I think that you see that I'm pretty sure I hear one of my kids waking up. I'm pretty sure that you see that transition occur, um, and you start to see greatness come back to Death Valley. I think it's even crazy talking about the draft. How many players we had at the draft this year, the combine, I mean, is crazy, right? Like, we never expected to have that many there. Wide receiver was a highlight position, with Aaron Anderson, Xavier Thomas, Barian Brown, um, Chris Hilton was there, um, running 40s, right? You had Xavier Thomas run a 4.28, sub 4.340. Congrats to him. But then on top of that, also you had Nussmeier, who was, and I already talked about this, so I won't get into it too much, but Nussmeier, who was also highlighted as one of the offensive, uh, essentially like the all offense team for the NFL Combine. Nuss made some solid throws, and I think Nuss has the opportunity to come in, potentially be a starter one day, um, and take his time. The one thing he doesn't have to do right now that he did at LSU is rush back from an injury that he should have never probably came back from. And I know he tried to finish the way he wanted to finish at LSU. The job wasn't finished for him. In the great words of the great Kobe Bryant, um, job's not finished, right? And I think that's the way that Nuss looked at it because he truly loves and loved LSU. But you can't put your health on the line, dude. You gotta ultimately understand that there's more to football than just what's right now. And I think that's where he missed the mark a little bit is that it was all focused on today, all focused on the moment, and the moment let him down. BK let him down. Joe Sloan let him down. Oh my God, Brad Davis definitely let his ass down because oh my God, that O line was horrible. So the Tigers being in Death Valley should highlight and be a moment of excitement for us as we go into spring football in 17 days. You have 17 days to prepare for spring football, 17 days to see how this team comes out and gets it done, right? All of us deserve what I think Lane Kiffin will bring to this program, what I hope Lane Kiffin will bring to this program, and I do not doubt that we will be a great team. You have a top 6 offense and I'm just gonna say top 6 offense because he brought his entire coaching staff. Top 6 offensive oh my gosh, top 6 offense in the SEC, right? One of the top offenses in the country, on top of a defense who, had they had a capable offense to get the job done, would have had a top 10, top 15 defense this prior season, in my opinion. And I think that's what we have this year. Blake Baker is going to set himself up in this next year or 2, deciding on when he leaves, right? Because that's his decision. But I'm glad he stayed to either go to take a high level college football job this next season or the season after that. It depends. If they win a national title this season, I think that he might leave. If they miss the mark by a game or 2, you might see Blake Baker stay. Let some of those coaches that just took high profile SEC jobs, I just did it again, and other jobs, I gotta stop with the fingers, man. Pause. Um, Maybe he waits 2 years, and I don't think we've talked about this enough, so I'm gonna get into this. What would y'all think if Blake Baker stayed another season after this season? Because the high profile jobs usually take 2 years to fire somebody. So let's say Alex Golsh, if that's his name, and remind me if I'm mistaken, in the comments, guys, but What if Alex Golsh gets fired at Auburn in 2 years? Struggles in year 1, doesn't seem to get it done in year 2. Auburn is like us, they wanna be great, but they're just not as great. We all know that. Outside of Bo Nix maybe thinking that he's LSU's daddy in some way, but he's not. So think of that when you think of Blake Baker taking a job. I don't think unless it's a higher profile job that just happens to come open because they see him, um, considering leaving LSU and they take the bait. I think Blake is here for 2 more years. This season, 2026, and the 2027 season after we get Pop and get some of these other fellows from the, uh, the 225 and some other places around the local Louisiana, uh, and the other parishes that are close to it, right? Blake has the opportunity to do something that a defensive coordinator has not done here in a long time, and that is bring a team, a roster, put them on the field, have a great product to show, be one of the key reasons why we are able to get to a national title and have success. Blake is going to have a huge responsibility on his back to get that done. Lane Kiffin knows what he has to do. That's why Charlie Weiss is the people are still trying to we're trying to interview this man, whether it's him denying the Philadelphia Eagles an interview or him denying the Giants interview or Washington trying to take our safeties coach, right? Like there's a lot of stuff going on. They see how great LSU is. I just hope, I truly hope, and I'll say this because this is true hope. I hope we do not see a max exodus in our coaches like we did after the national title if we get close to it this year. That put us back so far, we were not able to recover. And so I think that amongst the lack of ace is what I'm going to say because I think we should relax in regards to our roster because a lot Lane Kiffin and them built this roster a certain way. If you didn't watch, the entire time that AYS and all them were breaking down all the players and everything that was going on um, with the transfer portal, if you didn't watch that, I'll give you a little bit of a highlight of what I saw. Lane and them were not recruiting 1-year players like Brian Kelly and them did. These are not 1-year rentals. I know that's the historic way that college football is now, but these are not 1-year rentals. These kids, these fellas, these young fellas have gone in and have 2, 3, 4 years of eligibility left. So there's still a possibility that they could be here a year or 2 from now, especially if Lane and them have success. So whenever you sit back and man, we're gonna struggle after year 1 with Lane because these players are gonna leave after having a little bit success. Sam Levitt might. Sam Levitt might. Braylon Moore is probably gonna leave, right? Maybe a receiver or 2 here and there because we got a lot of them. DB wise, I could see I think PJ is a junior, you know, Witt will be gone after this season. TJ Dottery will be gone after this season. Who else? We got a lot of players, man. You know, Prince will probably be gone after this season, depending on if he decides to stay, depending on the success that he has, right? But Lane and them were not playing games when they were he said it the best. The thing that they do the best is analyze, scout good talent, and they have shown that at Ole Miss. So when you see these Ole Miss teams that were winning 10 had a whole bunch of 10-win seasons under Lane Kiffin, understand that. Take that, implant it into Baton Rouge, and see what success you have. This is not Austin Simmons, okay? It's different. This is an entire roster. The perspective is not just we need a good defense. Because I'll tell you this, we shit the bed on offense when it came to scouting. How come we recruited Barry and Brown so highly and the dude couldn't catch a damn football? That's on Austin, right? Great job with the defense. Ole Miss, you can have them back. Ole Miss, you can have Frank Wilson. Take him. Go ahead. Do your thing because the success that you think you had from an offensive perspective was not there. But I think we all need to relax a little bit when we look and we see what has gone on this offseason with Lane. I think that we all are in a really good place and we all have kind of taken a deep breath, let it be what it is. We see the fellas out there grinding and working, doing their thing. And we need to make sure that we keep that same energy going into the season. And we need to make sure that we keep that energy with this LSU baseball team. So last night, I'm sitting in my office planning my show that was actually supposed to be last night. So apologies that I did not get a chance to do it. Good thing is I didn't tweet it out and I didn't say I was going to do it last night, except for to AP and maybe some folks close to me. And as I wind down in this last 5 to 10 minutes that we have together this morning, obviously your boy got to go to work, got to go sell some furniture, but um, this LSU baseball team, and I think my friend Paul said it best. Are y'all ready to wrap your arms around this LSU baseball team and be okay with the fact that they are young? They are going to have some misses, but they have to look adversity in the face and deal with it. You haven't had, I won't say don't have, because I think you saw it last night that some folks want to speak up, some folks want to take responsibility. And I think Jay has ingrained that in them this last couple of weeks. Well, last couple of games because they were getting their butts kicked. Them boys came out there last night in the first inning and absolutely dog slapped Sacramento State. Jake Brown yesterday did them dirty. Three homers, like the boy was never not on top with the home runs this season. What is that, 7, 8 for him now? Maybe 9? The fellas came out and got the job done last night. They looked adversity in the face. They went home as individuals. They stared themselves in the mirror and they said, I better get my shit together because the 3 letters on the hat, the 3 letters on that front of that jersey mean more than whatever the hell I got going on. Whatever ego I have, whatever belief that I have that we're going to be a great team. I can't believe we're going to be a great team and not show it. Derek Curiel getting his first home run, Stephen Milam getting his first home run of the season. That shows you that there is a focus. Curiel looked like himself last night. There was the right before he hit the home run, and I could be a little off, but right before he hit the home run, he was like 6 pitches, 7 pitches in to that at bat. That's the Curiel that we remember from the season before. I think he was pushing too hard to be a different player at the plate. He was so focused on getting hits, getting NFL ready. Well, guess what, brother? Being able to see pitches well is also making you NFL or not NFL, MLB ready. Excuse me. All of these fellas are growing and developing in front of our eyes, and we have to be patient with them. I don't care that we're consensus number 2 in the country. This is the best baseball team in the country, and they have to figure it out. Jake Brown is balling. Jay Johnson understands the talent that he has, and he was not happy with where they were falling this last couple of weeks. The offense was horrible. Defensively, horrible. The amount of errors, the overthrows, all different types of things that were occurring. This team's head was not screwed on straight, and they got it screwed on straight with a quickness. And I think that as we go into this weekend, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me see, because I think we just keep playing Sacramento State this weekend. This weekend series is going to be, I think, exceptional. I think LSU is going to continue their success. I think that they continue showing why they are one of the best teams in the country, and I'll give you an update because it looks like y'all have some weather coming down that way that might cause the game to get delayed a little bit. It looks like it got pushed back to 2 p.m. But what happened last night against, from what I've been hearing, probably their top pitcher, shows you just how great LSU is. So I'm gonna agree with my boy Paul and AP and Justin and Justin Babin and David. We have to relax, guys. Let's chill. Let's let these boys be. Like our boy Paul likes to say, wrap our arms around them, be there to help them through it, right? Bashing these kids is not going to get us anywhere. Saying we want to fire Jay Johnson, you have to be an absolute freaking moron to think that we should fire Jay Johnson. I'm sorry. You're a moron. Nobody agrees with that. We should not do that. So sorry to end the show in that way, but Jay Johnson is king on that campus right now, outside of Lane. It's funny that I say that because the boys in the Advocate are over here talking about freaking Matt and his future at LSU. I don't want to talk about baseball this morning. It is an absolute dead topic to me right now, but we will talk about it more coming up soon as I think we continue to things start to heat up as this season ends. And my focus right now is on women's basketball because we gotta play the Gamecocks here soon, and hopefully Flo is able to get her get back. With that being said, guys, please go like and subscribe um, at the Fourth and Go Pod on YouTube, to both of my X accounts, at Austin Taylor, at Fourth and Go, and please go check us out on TikTok. Um, y'all have been showing a lot of love. Go like and follow. Leave a comment. Just holla at us. Let us know what's going on in your life this morning. I want to say thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to continue to do this show. Thank you guys behind the scenes that are giving me opportunities to do some other stuff that's going to be coming up here soon. And I'm excited to have that opportunity. This is all going to change here soon, guys. So, one update in my life is so we rent. The lady that owns our house is selling the home. So you are going to have a different setup when it comes to the office space here soon. And I'm excited for that too. So I want to say I love all of you guys. If you're watching the show and haven't had a chance to comment, you're at work and you're getting it done. I know it's early. Want to say I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. And lastly, I want to say God bless all of you guys. Um, you all are fearfully and wonderfully made. You all need to know who your Lord and Savior is. And if you don't know, DM me, let me know, and I gladly will have that conversation with you. I love you. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Go Tigers. Have a great day, guys.